By the way, what's your best Trump story? Do you have a Trump story of, spending time? I'm sure you spend many.
I'll give you a good one from recent memory. He calls me up. It's late at night. I am laying down in bed. Lights are out. I'm ready to go to sleep. Fortunately, he didn't call me a little bit later because I actually was about to be asleep. I wasn't asleep yet. Phone rings. He's talking about an issue that he's pretty fired up over. He wants me to call another cabinet member and one other person and then get back to him. So, Mr. President, it's getting kind of late at night. If I reach them right away, I'll definitely call you back. But let's say it's hard for me to reach one or both of them, and it gets really late. Do you want me to just call you back in the morning? He says, no, whatever time it is, I'll be up. So I call the first person up, and he answers the phone. It was a 5-minute conversation. Box is checked. I had what I needed. Hung up the phone. All good. Call the second person. Can't reach him. I'm calling over and over and over again. I'm texting. I'm using different messaging apps. I'm using different devices. I cannot reach this other person who's a member of the cabinet. Eventually, I do hear back from the person. We have a call. Got the information I need. Box is checked. We hang up. I'm looking at time. It is extremely late. It's the middle of the night. The president said whatever time it was, I'll be up. So I call him. He is wide awake. I mean, he is, you would think like for a normal person, you're like, dude, you just drank like 7 Celsius. And he's talking India, he's talking China trade, he's talking about all these other issues aside from what, on top of what we were talking about. And he's fired up over this topic that he had called me about. He was passionate about it, and he was really engaged. And if you were listening to the conversation, you might say the president was emotional about it, like maybe almost in a bad way. And if you said that, you would have been wrong. Because right when maybe that thought would have crossed your mind, and you could tell he was smiling on his end of the phone, he says, don't you love this? Aren't you having fun? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, Mr. President. And I'm like, the conversation immediately became lighthearted. And even though he is passionate about what he is doing, and he gets fired up over these topics that are really important to him and this country, he is really enjoying being able to do this in like a very positive way. It's one thing to have 4 years in the White House, to have 4 more years to reflect on it, the 2 assassination attempts, you win all the battleground states, you win the popular vote, you have these 4 years and you want to make it count. After all of his experience in life, all of his experience as president, the team he puts together with the great chemistry, we work together, we there's no competition and friction and conflict. We all want to make sure that these 4 years are as successful as possible. And this president does not sleep. He does not stop working for the American public. And we're coming off of a president who would wake up at like 1:05 and they'd call a lid by 1:30. And now we have a president who he just doesn't stop. And man, that's just one of so many stories. But it really goes to show you the type of president we have right now who's fighting so hard for all of us.
Yeah, Karine Jean-Pierre said one time, yeah, you're not going to get a hold of Biden after 9 p.m. You remember that, Rob? Was it after 9 p.m.?
I think it was 8.
Yeah, 8 p.m. You're not going to get a hold of him. Oh, it was, you can't get a hold of him before 9 a.m. You can't get a hold of him after 8 p.m. And that's Karine Jean-Pierre. What would
she rounded up like 5 hours, by the way.
She rounded up 5 hours. What works with the president when you're negotiating with him? What does not work? When you're trying to do a deal with him from what you've witnessed, what works, what doesn't work?
Well, the president's an amazing listener. If you have a good idea, I mean, he's going to hear you out. And if it's a great idea, like, hey, Mr., if it was someone who rolled in like, hey, I have an idea of how to solve the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, like, the president's listening. By the way, if it's a terrible idea, he's going to let you know. So if you're going to pull that card, you better come up with something good. But the president, like, he wants to be surrounded with smart, intelligent, substantive feedback, people, ideas, and he wants to be decisive in making the right call to help this country succeed and thrive. As far as engaging with the president, it's good to, like earlier on, we were towards the beginning of this conversation, we're talking about Mamdani. Like, how is Mamdani going to start the conversation? Is Mamdani going to sit down inside of the Oval Office on the other side of the Resolute desk, and his initial tone, substance, body language is going to be about, hey, I want confrontation? Because President Trump will give you confrontation. He's not backing down from anyone. He is the alpha male in every room. He's the alpha dog in every room, and that is on an international stage of world leaders, or it's with communist mayor-elects in cities here in the United States. But if you sit down at that table, despite the fact that there's all the Mamdani history anti-Trump, he rolls in there as the mayor-elect of New York City, and he has the tone, the substance, the body language, the demeanor, and he's engaging this president, saying, "Mr. President, I wanna work with you to be able to make New York City successful." This president, without any convincing needed, is ready in the next sentence to get substantive and deep to make it happen. So yeah, best advice, be real, make a connection. Don't try to challenge him to a fight because he'll kill you. And just know that he's a guy, like, in his heart, he wants to make it count.
Hopefully Kwame is listening to this. Middle name Kwame. Mamdani is listening to this on The Approach. Last question before we wrap up. You're Jewish, your wife's Mormon. Is that true?
True.
Okay. Have you watched Truth and Treason?
I haven't.
You're joking.
You're giving me an assignment, though, for next time.
You don't know the story?
I haven't watched it.
Okay. So you have to watch it.
I haven't been able to watch much of enough TV.
Let me just tell you.
Where am I going to find it?
I don't know where you're going to find it.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll find a way to I'm sure the guy's going to reach out to you, find a way to bring the movie to you. But it's a story about a Mormon kid in Germany, okay, during the true story, by the way. This is a 16, 17-year-old kid who is fighting for his Jewish friend because they know what they're about to do to him. And I don't even want to tell you what ends up happening to the story at the end. I just think you need to watch it. This just came out 2 weeks ago. When I looked at the profile, I said, wait a minute. He's married to you and your wife and the kids have to watch this together. The history of it is absolutely amazing. What this young boy, Mormon boy, I used to work with a lot of Mormons before, and I know about Gordon B. Hinckley, the Virtues, and all this other. We work with a lot of the stake presidents that were very, very good people. Some of the best people I've worked with in my life, they were Mormons. A lot of good people. And I think you'll enjoy this book. So if there's anything, a recommendation for you and your family, it's done by Angel Studios, which Angel Studios also did Sound of Freedom. So just so you know what the background of who is putting it up. And you're not going to know a single actor in it, and they all crushed it. All the actors in this movie did such a great job. I recommend everybody to go watch that movie.
I'm going to watch it.
I thought it was appropriate to tell you.
Love it.
When we set out to create a shoe that blends comfort, function, and luxury, we had the choice to make it fast. We had the choice to make it cheap. We chose neither. Instead, we chose Tuscany, Italy. We chose true Italian craftsmanship, each pair touched by 50 skilled hands. We chose patience, spending 2 years perfecting every detail, and we chose the finest quality at every step. Introducing the Future Looks Bright collection. Not rushed, not disposable, not ordinary. Rather, intentional, luxurious, timeless. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.